Yes, good morning. How are you all this morning? Welcome. Reverend Faerie here. She is running the show today, so.
This song is called Moving Into the Sunrise. I was getting ready to watch the sunrise one morning, and I had some people with me, and there's a certain place on Siesta Key where I live in Florida where you can actually watch a sunrise instead of the sunset over the Gulf. But you have to know which buildings to look in between. So my friend and my husband are like dilly-dallying, and I'm like, I gotta find that space. So as I'm marching through the white crystal sand, I'm hearing in my head, here comes the sun. Yeah. But then all of a sudden I had an epiphany. Wait a minute, the sun doesn't come to us. We go to it via planet Earth. So this song came out. It's called Moving Into the Sunrise. And there'll be a little part for you. And I'll teach you your part. I'm moving into the sunrise. The earth is bringing me there. We're moving into the sunrise. It lights up everywhere. This is part. Everywhere, 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 everywhere. We're going to try that again right here. Everywhere, 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 everywhere. I'm moving into the sunrise. The earth is bringing me there. And we're moving into the spirit. It lights up everywhere. Where? Everywhere, 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 everywhere. I'm moving into the sunrise. The earth is bringing me there. The light is of the infinite. Each one holds a candle. The light is of the infinite. It gives us only what we can handle. Okay, we're gonna have a little solo right now. Us. Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. God is everywhere. I'm moving into the sunrise. I'm moving into the spirit. We're moving into the spirit. It lights up everywhere.
Elaine Silver, and she's going to be giving us the message and a lot of music, a lot of wonderful song. And welcome to Unity Center of Peace. I see a few new faces. I'm Reverend Victoria Loveland Cohen, and I am your service leader today. And welcome to those of you joining us on Facebook or YouTube. We're glad you're here. If you want to just say a little hi in the chat, and then we feel like we're connected in that way. All right, so we begin with lighting the divine light candle, if I can find a lighter. And I ask you to just kind of be with that sacred element of fire. And I invite you to say our opening invocation with me, which is right there on our beautiful new screen. But first, take a breath into your heart center. Really connect in together There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. Take a deep breath. Really feel the truth of what you just said. That one source, that one life essence that is the source of all is omnipresent. That means right here in this moment. That means within us. And as we breathe, we get a sense of that essence. We feel that presence. And we know that it is good. That there's a possibility for an increase in more and more good. From glory to greater glory. We say yes to that. And so it is. All right. And Elaine, are you doing the meditation now? Okay, let's do that.
So all the songs this morning are inspired from daily words, from the daily words. So today we have Surrounded as the meditation. And so I'd like to invite you to get comfortable in your seats and uncross arms and legs if you want, and close your eyes or leave them open or lower the gaze. As we know that I am surrounded by the presence of Spirit coming through. The presence of God surrounds me throughout the day and night. I am surrounded by the presence of Spirit coming through. We are surrounded by the presence of the Spirit of the angels too. We are all surrounded by the presence of Spirit coming through. We are surrounded by the presence of Spirit coming through. That presence is everywhere, present in every moment, in every minute, every hour, every moment of now. We are surrounded by that beautiful, infinite, divine source of all. For God is all there is. For God is everywhere, expressing as everything. Feel God's presence now. We're going to go into a moment of silence. the presence of Spirit coming through. So as you begin to come out of the meditation, we're going to affirm, I am surrounded, nice and soft. I am surrounded, and again. I am surrounded. One more. I am surrounded by the presence of Spirit coming through. You can open your eyes. And so it is.
Okay for me, guys, for the prayers? This is our prayers.
Okay, let me go.
Either one's okay. This one? Okey doke, here we go. I think. Thank you, Elaine. Elaine and I Elaine is my middle name. She tells me it means light. Okay, we gotta make this taller too. I'm just gonna use this. Okay, so this is the prayer box in which members of our congregation place their prayers. And we know the power of prayer. This whole movement was started when Myrtle Fillmore developed affirmative prayer and healed herself from a deadly disease. And people said, I want some of what she has. And their living room got too big. So we know. So affirmative prayer reminds us that, like many of the great masters, we are divine and navigating a human life. So we pray, we focus our energy that we know really, really works, even with people who don't know they're being prayed for. Scientifically, it's been documented. We pray for all those really at the bottom line who want abundance. Abundance in healthy relationships. So we pray for all those who need healing in relationship. An abundance of health and wholeness, knowing that it is our divine right as that holy, that powerful Holy One who is whole in us, and that the God that is everywhere outside of us also touches us and reminds us that that is our legacy as divine ones. And then there's abundance and wholeness in our financial lives. Prosperity. We know that prosperity consciousness works. We know it works. One of the models was Jesus and how he got those women, Mary Magdalene and the other women, getting lots of money to support his ministry. Yeah. So he showed us prosperity's there for everybody. And those who need that in their lives, we know that we don't know how God does it. God does it. So we affirm that for everyone. And because we proclaim this in the no space, no time of the divine, it's already here. And we say, hallelujah, thank you, God. And so it is.
Slide it in. It's fine. It's fine. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Pat, who was our prayer partner for today. All right, so let us say together our vision and mission statements, which are coming up right there. And from that energy that that Elaine and Pat just established for us, that deep heart space, that's where we're going to breathe into and say these vision and mission statements, okay? Take a breath in there. And together, our vision. We envision the divine light awakening in all. Our mission, we center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey toward wholeness, and we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is. Thank you. All right. The program continues.
There I go. Okay. So, the program today is called Daily Word Through Song. And during COVID, I live in Sarasota, and when COVID hit, the Unity Church closed its doors to everybody except about 8 or 10 of the same people for like a year. And on Wednesday, because they could still stream out, so on Wednesday nights, they had this event called Music and Inspiration, because the minister at the time, Susie Shadle, is also a musician. So she got to play flute, and whoever was a musician got to do the music for Music and Inspiration. But the whole program was about 45 minutes. It was centered around whatever the daily word was for the day. So once COVID hit, there was just me and another musician. So sometimes I was there 2 or 3 or even 4 times a month. And I had to come up with 4 songs. There were 5 spaces, but 1 song we always repeated. And so as a result, I had a lot of songs that would go with different daily words already, but often I would just create these little songs, and some of them were pretty good. So, this year, 2024, is the 100th anniversary of Daily Word magazine. So, I decided that, maybe I'll put together a whole program for the centers when I'm the guest minister. So what I want to do first is read you the daily word we can put it up, for the word protected. And let's say the affirmation together. I feel protected by the presence of God expressing through others. But this is the only one I'll read, and I don't think they're going to read the daily word today. So we get to have a different one. This was from February 3rd, 2021. Challenging or lonely times might leave me struggling to feel the presence of God. In moments when I find myself besieged with fear or anxiety, I help myself by calling upon the power of my faith. With faith, I quicken my belief that the presence of God is within me and all people. I pay close attention to signs of the divine in the world, such as people helping others through service and generosity. I am grateful for those times when someone came to my aid, lots of times. I feel safe knowing God is within all loving impulses towards service and help. That message has been getting out quite a bit these days. Loving impulses towards service and help. I see evidence of the divine when I look to others. I remember that the kingdom of God is all around me. It's within too. And I feel protected. So this song, Protected, actually, it has a lot of the same words as the song Surrounded, but I gave it a completely different application. And it's kind of like a metaphysical Buddy Holly song. I am protected by the presence of the Spirit coming through as you. I am protected by the presence of the Spirit of the angels too. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me too. The power of God protects me as the presence of God watches over me. I quicken my belief with the faith of God as the presence watches over me. I am stricken with relief as I witness joy coming through your heart as me. Standing in appreciation as I feel the hand of God in mine. Commanding as a co-creation, 'cause I know that it is all divine. For God is all there is, and God is everywhere, expressing as everything. I am protected by the presence of the Spirit coming through as you. I am protected by the presence of the Spirit of the angels too. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me too. The power of God protects me as the presence of God watches over me. The power of God protects me as the presence of God watches over me. Let's say that affirmation one more time. I feel protected by the presence of God expressing through others. Okay, so now we have a star I'm going to talk about. We can move. And it's Martha Smock. Is anybody familiar with Martha Smock? Well, Martha Smock was the editor of Daily Word magazine for more than 35 years. Now, there were other editors, but she was like the main mama. And so I'm just going to give you a little bit of history about her. I think she deserves that. In the 100th anniversary, she was born in Kansas City, Missouri, and her interest in unity began at a very early age because her mom was a close friend of the founders of Unity. Who was that? Charles and Fillmore, right. And Mrs. Smock attended classes taught by Charles Fillmore, and after her college years, she was invited to join the staff of Unity School as a letter writer in Silent Unity. How many people here have reached out to Silent Unity in the past? Yeah, I have too. And I've had other people do it as well. Mrs. Smock subsequently served as an instructor in the letter writing department, and in 1944, she was named the editor of Daily Word, first published in, what's 100 years ago? 1924. She was also the writer of 3 books on healing after being healed herself of cancer. Daily Word's format consists of brief daily meditations and monthly articles on various spiritual topics. Its subscribers are from all walks of life and range in age from early teens to, well, this says octogenarians, but I think, what's the one for the people in the 90s, right, 100s? Mrs. Smock believed the magazine's language, which is simple and direct and, importantly, non-denominational, and that's contributed to its success. She described Daily Word as, quote, a magazine of today. Due to our close association with Silent Unity, we are aware of the needs being expressed through prayer requests and correspondences. We endeavor to meet these needs through Daily Word messages. And she continues, many, many readers continue to comment on how remarkable it is that each message seems to be speaking directly to their special situation. And she also says, Daily Word is what it was intended to be in the beginning. It serves as a daily reminder that nothing is hopeless or impossible, and reaffirms that we are spiritual beings who can meet any situation happily, effectively, and constructively, end quote. So let's have a hand for Martha. Okay, so we're going to move on to the word. Let's see, we move on to the light of God. So sometimes the Daily Word is more than one word, the light of God. And let's do the affirmation. I am the light of God. Okay, and I have a song that I actually wrote in 2003 that just worked with this. And it repeats a little bit, so I don't think I have the word. Yeah, I didn't give the words, but I am the light of the living God. Spirit moves through me. You are the light of the living God, and joy is our destiny. I am the love of a giving God. Spirit moves through me. You are the love of a giving God, and peace is our destiny. So we got joy and peace. Okay. I am the light of the living God. Spirit moves through me. You are the light of the living God, and joy is our destiny. I am the love of a giving God. Spirit moves through me. You are the love of a giving God, and peace is our destiny. I'm traveling through eternity, unraveling in my humanity. The darkest night and the deepest pain bring me back to the light again. I am the light. I am the light of the living God. Spirit moves through me. You are the light of the living God. Joy is our destiny. I'm traveling through eternity, unraveling in my humanity. The darkest night and the deepest pain bring me back to the light again, and again, and again, and again. We forget, then we remember. We forget, then we remember. We forget, then we remember the truth of who we really are. I am the light of the living God. Spirit moves through me. You are the light of the living God, and joy is our destiny. Peace is our destiny, and love is our ecstasy. Let's do the affirmation one more time. I am the light of God expressing. Yeah, that's true. We all are. And you know, my name Elaine means light, and I was told that ever since I was probably forever that I've been around. Okay, so let's move on to the second. Forgive. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to tell you the story of this. Something happened. I just wrote this. I write a lot of music. I swim almost every day, and I write a lot of music in the pool. And I was going to see somebody that kind of, could be interpreted as did me wrong, and it wasn't very comfortable. And so I just decided, I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to forgive. And so, what do we have? Let's do that. As I forgive, I am forgiven. And I just got the idea that, okay, so, you can say I forgive, but for me, when it comes to forgiveness, it's typically, first I have to be willing to forgive. And sometimes we're not ready, So I'll establish a willingness, and then in different situations through my life, I guess I forgave my grandfather. Okay, things like that. But this one, I just immediately decided that I was going to turn it over. So I'm going to teach you the chorus. You are great singers, by the way. So it goes like this. I turn it over, I turn it over, I turn it over to the one. Let's try that. I turn it over, I turn it over, I turn it over to the one. And the second part goes, I turn it over, I turn it over. A new day has begun. Let's try that part. I turn it over, I turn it over. A new day has begun. So it says, says, to the one a new day has begun. Let's try that whole chorus together. I turn it over, I turn it over, I turn it over to the one. I turn it over, I turn it over. A new day has begun. Forgiveness leads to gratitude, a willingness in attitude. Forgiveness can bring us so much more, to give and receive as we did before. I turn it over, I turn it over, I turn it over to the one. I turn it over, I turn it over. A new day has begun. Good job. Let's do one more time. As I forgive, I am forgiven. Yeah. And that one didn't take long. As soon as I turned it over, we have these things that we hang on to, and that's one way. You don't have to wait for 30 years to, oh yeah, I forgave him. It says, oh, here you go, God, you can have this. That worked. That was a good one. So the next daily word is called breakthrough. And so let's do that affirmation. A breakdown is often followed by a breakthrough. So when I was walking on that beach and I was singing, here comes the sun, and all of a sudden I had a little breakthrough. It was like an epiphany, And so I didn't have to have a breakdown to have a breakthrough. You can just aha. But most of the time, we got to hit bottom first, and it's got to be so uncomfortable that we also can turn it over, and that can be the beginning of a breakthrough. We break through the bottom, we hit bottom, we break through, and then there's a whole new ceiling. So this song is called Breakthrough. This was one of the ones I wrote for Unity of Sarasota with Susie. Okay. And let's see here. I used to be married to an oldies DJ. That was a 7-year process. And as a result, I have somehow embodied doo-wop. Breakthrough. There was a breakdown in my expectations with a face frown. I was feeling desperation, looking for that shiny pearl. Then I found my inner world, deep inside and through and through. And as I entered sacred space and feeling centered in this place, there was a breakthrough, revealing what is true, was sacred. I got a new point of view. There was a breakthrough, breaking through and through. There was a breakdown. Everything went wrong, and with a face frown, I began to write this song, looking for that shiny pearl. And then I found my inner world, deep inside and through and through. And as I entered sacred space and feeling centered in this place, there was a breakthrough, revealing what is true, a sacred breakthrough. I got a new point of view. There was a breakthrough, breaking through and through. There's some confusion, the seeming limitation. It's just an illusion, the sense of separation. We're always changing and growing into more. Life's a rearranging metaphor. It took a shakedown to bring me back to me. This sacred breakdown has really set me free. 'Cause I found my inner world. I'm a radiating shiny pearl, deep within and through and through. And as I entered sacred space and feeling centered in this place, there was a breakthrough, revealing what is true, a sacred breakthrough. I got a new point of view. I am a breakthrough, and you are too. Breaking through and through, breaking through and through, breaking through and through. Let's try it. A breakdown is often followed by a breakthrough. Okay. So this one, this next one, guidance. Guidance. So this says 2020. I wrote this in 2020. So this was during COVID, and someone very famous got COVID, and people didn't really feel sorry for him, you know, because he never had any empathy for anybody else. So anyway, that idea of empathy just came into me, and I made this little song called Feel Into Your Heart. So let's try the affirmation. I follow the guidance of my heart. Yeah. So let's put our hand on our heart so we can kind of stimulate that energy. And the chorus goes like this. Have a little empathy, have a little sympathy, feel into your heart. Try that. Have a little empathy, have a little sympathy, feel into your heart. That's where our divinity reaches through infinity. When we feel into the heart. Let's try that part. That's where our divinity reaches through infinity. When we feel into the heart. Let's do the whole thing now. Have a little empathy, have a little sympathy, feel into your heart. To our divinity. That's where our divinity reaches through infinity when we feel into the heart. Good job. Now is the time for the changes to be made, right from wherever we are. What we hold in mind brings about in kind when we feel into the sacred heart. Have a little empathy, have a little sympathy, feel into your heart. That's where our divinity reaches through infinity when we feel into the heart. The heart knows the way, it's the truth and the light. It's our guiding star deep within. The mind tells us what, the heart gives us why. No better time than now to begin to have a little empathy, have a little sympathy, feel into your heart. That's where our divinity reaches through infinity when we feel into the heart. When we feel into the heart. when we feel into the sacred heart. I follow the guidance of my heart. So important. Okay. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. Okay, so now we have another. Resilience. Let's do the affirmation. I am adaptable and resilient. So, I used to have an adopted Jewish mom. Her name was Elaine, rhymes with Elaine. And she was from the Bronx, but she owned a beautiful 189-acre mountaintop retreat in northwestern New Jersey called Mount Eden. And the first time I went there in 1992, it was hard for me to leave. And then she had the Kindred Spirits Fair every year, and I just stayed and got on the board and promoted it and just did whatever I could. And then in 1998, we were so close that we adopted each other as spiritual mother and daughter. And I used to go over. She was so generous with her wisdom and her time, and I'd go over and stay over. We'd sit at the kitchen table. I'd have my guitar sometimes, and we'd just sometimes play the same song over and over if I was learning it. And she was just there. She was so great. And one day, probably in the early 2000s, I was suffering over something. You know, it wasn't the way I wanted it to be. And that's all suffering, not wanting it to be other than how it is, right? That's Byron Katie. And so, very sweetly and kindly, she said to me, well, you have to adapt and adjust. Adapt and adjust. And so then, a few years later, something really, really, really sad and awful happened between her and one of her kids, her real kids. And I never saw her cry before. She was crying. She was upstairs, and I was staying over, and she was so upset. And every morning when I would stay with her, and also she bought a house in Sarasota, so I got to see her in the winter. I got to see her in the summer, and I would always make the coffee, right? And so I was up early the next morning, and I made her coffee. She loved that. And she came down, and I gave her a big hug, and she loved hugs. She used to have a bumper sticker on her car that said, "Hugs are the best exercise." So I gave her a hug, and I said, "How are you? How you doing?" She goes, "I'm just gonna have to adapt and adjust." She sounded just like that. And I'm thinking, wow, she listens to her own advice. That was amazing to me. And then years go by. Well, this says 2019. So we go from 2000, probably 7 or 8, to 2019. And then I get inspired to write the song, Adapt and Adjust. Okay, and I'm going to teach you the chorus. It goes like this. Let me have it. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance is the key. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance for you and me. Let's try those 4 lines. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance is the key. Yeah. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance for you and me. Good job. God grants me the serenity and courage to make a change. God grants me the wisdom to know when to play that game. Here we go. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance is the key. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance for you and me. For every beginning there's a brand new end. Even if we're losing or gaining a friend, with every beginning there's a brand new end. I accept what Spirit sends. Here we go. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance is the key. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance for you and me. One more time. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance is the key. Oh yeah. Adapt and adjust, adjust and adapt. Acceptance is the key. Acceptance is the key. Acceptance is the key. And last one. Acceptance is the key. Oh, somebody put a major chord there. That was nice. I heard a major. All right. I am adaptable and what? Resilient. Yes. Okay. So we're going to move on. This is actually the last song of the program, and it's on the word enthusiasm. It means spirit within, enthusiasm. And so, how many people remember COVID? I'm sure we all remember it. And how many people had mixed feelings about it? It wasn't all terrible, was it? No. I know. And right in the beginning of COVID, my husband took my bike. See, I couldn't, YMCA closed, I couldn't swim. Well, I could swim, but I wasn't swimming yet. I was doing Pilates, reformer classes, and aerobics. And I couldn't do that anymore. And so my husband took my bike, and he took it to the bike shop, and he got new tires, he got it all tuned up, and I had only ridden it like maybe 5 times in the past 20 years, but in the 80s and 90s, I used to take my bicycle with me, my Peugeot U08, which I don't have anymore. But he got the bike out, and I would be riding the bike, and I live in a place called Arlington Park in Sarasota, and there's a beautiful park with a pond and a fountain and 2 dog parks. One for big dogs and one for medium and small dogs. And so I'm riding my bike, and I had a bell, and I'm like riding my bike, I'm going, no mask, right, because I'm outside. Good morning! Good morning! And I'm like, oh, what a cute dog! And I'm like this crazy lady riding the bike saying, good morning, ling, 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 I'll come behind you. And then I would ride on the streets, or it was just in the neighborhood where it was shady. I can't really be out in the sun, so I would find the shady streets, the ones that, the shady streets were the ones that went north and south. I could find the shady ones and then ride into the park. And so it was just so amazing to be with myself and my own thoughts. Nobody else really was around me. And I wrote so many songs on that bike during COVID, or beginnings of songs, parts of songs. I would stop and get my iPhone out and sing it into the iPhone, so I wouldn't forget. And I do that in the pool now. We have a pool, and so every day I'd ride the bike for an hour, and then I'd go swim. And so then we get, for the daily word that sometime in 2020, enthusiasm. So what does enthusiasm do? Enthusiasm energizes me. And yeah, it was a really amazing time of the earth regenerating and us regenerating and having that. I mean, for me, like for the past 40-something years, I'm like driven to I have to sing somewhere, and I couldn't make any plans. I couldn't make any plans except to ride the bike and go to we have a pool, and go to my swimming pool and just be alone with my thoughts. And so much creativity came through that time for me. And so this one is called Lifted and Feeling Free. Lifted and Feeling Free. And that'll be your part when it comes around. And when I lived in West Palm Beach for 4 years for my husband's job. I was always homesteaded in Sarasota, but I lived in West Palm with him. It was supposed to be 1 to 2 years, but it ended up being 4 years, and it ended up being a complete divine appointment, because that's where I found a center and became a Science of Mind practitioner. There wasn't a center in Sarasota that was open to me, but this one was. And then a couple of days before my husband retired in 2018, I got my license as a Science of Mind practitioner. So that wouldn't have happened if we didn't move. And there was a wonderful group of women that would meet once a month, and it's called the Women's Spiritual Circle. And any woman could be part of it. Now we do Zooms, but we would meet once a month, and people would put ideas into a hat, like questions, and then somebody would pick out whatever question there was, and then people who wanted to talk about it. I always had something to say. And so Then, once COVID hit, that turned into a weekly 45-minute phone call, and then somebody figured out how to do Zoom. So now we have every week on Tuesday, from 11 to about 12. Yeah. And if you want to know more about it, I'll let you know. So there's a minister named Reverend Sandy Marchman. She's an older lady, and so when it was on the phone, she says, gratitude invokes the law of increase. And she's about to do a little prayer, so I'm like, I write it down, because I'd never heard it like that before. I mean, I know what we focus on gets bigger. You know, the law of increase is the law of attraction, what we focus on. So gratitude makes more. You know, focus on that, focus on anything, and it gets bigger. But gratitude invokes the law of increase. So this song came out of there. It's kind of like a little country song. When I record it, I'll have some fiddles in it. Gratitude invokes the law of increase. Gratitude brings me inner peace. I'm knowing this truth enthusiastically. I'm lifted and I'm feeling free. Try that with me. I'm lifted and I'm feeling. One more. I'm lifted and I'm feeling free. Joy invokes the law of increase. Focus on the good intent and then release. I am lifted and I'm feeling free. I'm loving my life enthusiastically. Love invokes the law of increase. Loving myself brings me inner peace. I'm knowing this truth enthusiastic. Come on. I'm lifted and I'm feeling free. Willingness invokes the law of increase. Focus on the good intent and then release. I am lifted and I'm feeling free. I'm living my life enthusiastically. Gratitude invokes the law of increase. Gratitude brings me inner peace. I'm knowing this truth enthusiastically. Come on. I'm lifted and I'm feeling free. And I'm riding that bike. I'm lifted and I'm feeling. Come on the bike with me. I'm lifted and I'm feeling free. I'm lifted and I'm feeling free. I'm lifted and I'm feeling enthusiastically. I'm lifted and I'm feeling free. I'm lifted and I'm feeling free. One more. I'm lifted and I'm feeling free. Good job, everybody. Let's say our affirmations. Enthusiasm energizes me. It does. And so now I'm going to turn this over to, I think it's the offering time now. Yes, okay. Here she comes.
Okay. Wonderful. Gratitude invokes the law of increase. We get to practice that every Sunday. Every Sunday we get to practice. Gratitude invokes the law of increase. I am so grateful and enthusiastic for every single blessing I have in my life. I'm grateful for every single dollar I have in my life. I am so grateful for every single dollar that comes through this community so that we can afford to have a wonderful guest speaker like this. And special events. And what? There's a workshop afterwards, yeah. And we have actually a lineup of a lot of special speakers and presenters coming up for the rest of the year. So that is supported by all of your love in physical form, which is this. And here's another opportunity to practice increase right now by opening your heart and really feeling that energy of abundance flowing through you, and many different ways that we can share of our abundance. We can do Venmo. There's a QR code that you can take your phone out right now and just take a picture of that. It takes you to the website. You can give your gift there, or text to give. If you were signed up as a conscious sustainer, that means you have said yes in a big way to this community and you're giving regularly, and you would hold this green card. So whatever represents that law of increase, that wonderful abundance for you in this moment, take that, put it in your hands, put it to your heart. If you're giving with another, maybe hold it together. And really feel that that is the energy of love. It is the energy of love. That is what we're sharing here. And we say together our affirmation. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is.
And the words of the song are, God is my source, all my needs are met, and I am grateful. All right? I'm going to do this with Chris like this. God is my source, all my needs are met, and I am grateful. And again. God is my source, all my needs are met, and I am grateful. And again. God is my source, all my needs are met, and I am grateful. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. God is my source. God is my source. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. And again. God is my source. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met. All my needs are met, and I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. One more. I am grateful.
Love that. Thank you. Yay. I love that. Yeah, it really opens us to that energy of gratitude and knowing that it is sourced. Everything we have is sourced by the divine. And so we just feel that energy. I invite you to take your hands and place them out here towards the bowls and just feel that energy of love coming through you and out through your hands as we bless these expressions of divine love that are being shared so lovingly with this community. We know that they go out to support us in a beautiful way as we share it with the larger community, and it cycles back in this beautiful law of circulation into your life in beautiful, unexpected ways. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Thank you. And Mary is bringing back the prayer request box that is going to be placed on the table in the foyer. If you'd like to have your prayers prayed over during the Sunday service and by the prayer team during the month, then please go ahead and write a request and place it in the box. Okay, so I see a few new faces today, and welcome. We welcome you. And if anybody came through the door and did not get a little packet of information handed to them, please raise your hand, and Mary has some, and she'll just put that right into your hot little hands if you're new today. And it has a little card on the outside that if you fill it out and return it to her, she has a little gift for you in that. All right, so everybody's got one. Thank you. And we have a little Sacred Cafe reception after our service, so we hope that you'll join us out there, and that'll be a relaxing place for us to get to know you more and for you to get to know us. Okay, and we are going directly into, you see these beautiful flowers here today? Aren't they gorgeous? Yeah, I love the color combination. This is a gift from Lynn No, and the dedication is to Debbie Hall, whose birthday was Wednesday. Her birthday was Wednesday. Happy birthday. We love you. And in fact, isn't it the first Sunday of the month? It is. It is, so that means we have to sing happy birthday, and we are singing it to you. Who else has a birthday in September? Oh my God, look, a lot of you. All right, we're going to sing happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sarah. Happy birthday to you.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Love it. All right, so we are going to move on, I think, directly to, we're doing things a little different today, to our announcements and what's happening here at Unity Center of Peace. Other than the fabulous Sundays that we have a lot of things going on. So this afternoon, in particular, this wonderful woman is giving a workshop about manifesting. And it is the spiritual technique, the formula for manifesting. And so if you're interested in manifesting a little more love, a little more abundance, a little more joy, a little more guidance, a little more well-being in your life, then you want to come and get some information from her, because she's a practitioner. So she's been putting this to work in her life for a while, and you'll get a chance to find out what that technique is so that you can do it. So it's after the service today. We're going to have a little sacred cafe, get some refreshments, and come back in at 1 o'clock. Yeah, from 1 to 2:30. If you have not signed up yet, can they come see you or Mel in the office and register, and then that will be your ticket in. Okay, Unity World Day of Prayer is a special event every year in this community. We really love to celebrate this, and this is a celebration that happens with all of the unities all over the U.S. and all over the globe, that we come together on the second Thursday in September and we sit together in prayer for the world. Do we think the world maybe needs a little more of our loving energy, a little more of our prayerful energy? So this is an opportunity to get together and do that. And this year, the prayer team is putting this on. We have some really fun activities that will help grow your faith, your power of faith, even if it's the size of a tiny, tiny mustard seed. And Karen showed me that she was trying to put mustard seeds in a little bag so that you could take with you to remind you of the service. And she showed that, have you seen a mustard seed? It's so tiny. It's like almost microscopic. That's why it was used, I guess, as the metaphor. It's perfect. So a lot of wonderful activities and a lot of heart and a lot of opportunity for you to send your love out into the world together. All day long, we're doing a prayer vigil. You can sign up for a half an hour slot that you can either do here. The sanctuary is set up in a beautiful way that you can come in and do your vigil, hold a prayer vigil here, or you could do it from home, either way. But signing up on the sheet, and it's outside, it's in the foyer, really gives you like, okay, I said I'd do this, so I'm gonna do it, like from 7 to 7:30 or whatever time you sign up for. Okay. All right, and we are going to the live meditation. So I decided, I have been recording meditations on Wednesday, this sort of midweek spiritual boost in a meditation, and it's on our YouTube page, and it's, live at 7:30, we do it. But at this time, I thought what I would do is the first Wednesday of the month, I'd like to have people on a call, like a Zoom call, so that we have a little discussion first and people can share what's on their mind, what's on their heart, some prayer requests, right? Personal prayer requests. We take them and then we close the door, and then I lead a live meditation incorporating all of those prayer requests. So it is starting next Wednesday. So join me live. You have to sign up. You have to register.
It's this Wednesday.
This Wednesday, yeah. You have to register in order to get the Zoom link. Okay, so that's the first Wednesday of the month. Trying something new. Okay, and Catherine Smart is hosting. Now, we usually don't promote what other workshop, kind of have a policy, but because a lot of you were in the abundance class together with Derek Rydell, that was his book, was the Abundance, what was the full title of that book? Abundance Project, yeah. We did a whole book study and workshop on that. At the very end, we invited him, Derek Rydell, there he is, and he's a friend of mine. And he rocked. I mean, people were like, listen to that. They were like, whoa. We shared it with everybody. Well, Catherine, in her group, Spiritual Frontiers, is inviting him back. And so he will be live. He's doing a talk and then taking questions on this. Okay, yeah. So it's another opportunity to connect with him and have him share with you, his deep spiritual ideas directly with you in mind. So talk to Catherine, okay, after the service if you're interested in that. And as in every Sunday, we have something called a 3-minute miracle. I skipped the picnic. Did I? We have a picnic. It's not on here, but okay, we have a picnic, and it's coming up. Every year we do this. We go together. It's a lot of fun. We go to Jordan Lake, and it's a potluck. Bring something to eat. It's usually a lovely day. We can swim and play games and bring the kids and just relax and have a fun time in that beautiful lake. So Saturday, September 14th, 11 to 3, Jordan Lake. Be there or be square. And Mel is maybe taking ideas for what, is she like arranging who's going to bring what? So talk to Mel, who is in the office. All right, now, the 3-minute miracle is an opportunity for you to sit with a trained prayer partner at the end of the service who will help you to see the highest possible divine perspective in your situation. And that's the miracle, is shifting your perception. That is the miracle. And our prayer partner today is the wonderful Pat Webster, who came up and prayed over the prayers here. And so she will be standing at the end of the hall, and you'll go into the room, the minister's room there, 3 minutes. So, if there's a line, you can wait. All right, a deeper dive discussion group today after the service is Gain Steer in room 103. Great opportunity to talk about your personal takeaways from the service today, or he'll be back there, room 103 at 12:30, and you can get a cup of coffee and something to eat and bring it back into the room. So don't feel like you're missing that. All right, that's it. Join us after the service in our Sacred Cafe and join one of these groups. And are we bringing in the kids now? What are we doing?
I don't know. Are there any kids?
Why not?
I am the radiant light of God. I am. The radiant light of God. I am. Help of God, strength of God, vitality, union of God. I am the radiant light of God. I am. I am the radiant light of God. I am. I am the radiant light of God. I am. The help of God, the strength of God, vitality, union of God. I am the radiant light of God. I am the radiant light of God. I am. I am the radiant light of God. I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, unity of God. I am the radiant light of God. I am.
So I am standing in for Shannon, of course. And thanks to Courtney for helping out today.
Thank you, Courtney.
These 4 great kids with us today, and the theme of today's lesson was creating order in chaos, which is always appropriate upstairs. So one way in which we practiced this idea was we worked on a puzzle, which was very chaotic and was not quite in order by the time we finished, because it was a very challenging puzzle. But we did talk about also the challenges and chaos in our lives. So please join me in showing our appreciation for these children.
We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. And we behold the Christ in you. Mwah! All right. Thank you, Michael, for stepping in today. All right, you may be seated, and I'm going to turn this back over to Elaine.
Hey, guys, good job making something out of chaos. So we're going to do the prayer of protection. Up there. The light of God
Surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God folds us. I am the love of God.
The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God's presence. Wherever God is, I is. And all is well. Let's have some guitar here. So Chris and I are going to end with this song called All Is Well. And your part goes like this. All is well, all is well, all is well, continually. All is well, that's right, stand up. All is well for you. And let's do it one more time. All is well. Continually, all is well, all is well, all is well for you and me. Good job. I'm in the flow of love, I'm in the flow of life, in a boat of gratitude, in a river of healing life. More gifts when we know that life is an attitude and challenges can help us grow. All is well, all is well, all is well, continually. A solo from Chris. All right, one more time. Here we go. Continually. So I'll see you guys at 1 o'clock, but don't forget I brought my store, and that puts gas in my car so I can continue my ministry.
Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you.